Okay, I think we can get started. So, welcome all to our AI Club Toastmasters, and this is our eighth meeting today, as I said earlier as well. Welcome to our guests as well. And today's theme is AI, the new internet. Now, why am I using this metaphoric phrase? Does anyone have any idea? Anyone? You can just volunteer and speak up.
AI, the new internet?
Mm-hmm. Devinder, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm old enough to remember when the first 36 months of the web, and I had a startup at that time. And once Bill Gates said that the internet is arrived for business, it completely changed our business model. And I'm seeing the same thing with AI, how it's changing the business model of tech startups today.
Definitely. So what happened in the early 90s with when AI, the internet broke into the market and all the technology is now still being built on top of that, and it just reshaped the world, right? And now we cannot imagine a life without the internet. Everything is on top of that. So similarly, AI is gonna take place and, just give it competition to the internet now. So that is how we're gonna talk today and just have lots of talks around that and discuss our ideas. So let's get on with that. Before we get started, let me introduce our functionaries for today. And they are so Helen is going to be our general evaluator for today. And we have Abhijit as our grammarian, Smita as our counter, and Apala as our timer. I would like to call upon our grammarian Abhijit to tell us the word of the day.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Our word of the day today is demarcate. The meaning of that word is to fix or define the limits of. We want to demarcate AI so that we can understand its limits. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
What a wonderful word. Let's hope that the speakers and the audience uses this word today in this meeting. Let's get started now. So first up, we have our AI news flash, and I'm going to call upon Atul to inform us with all the new things that are happening today in the world of AI.
All right, just give me one moment. Let me just share my screen. All right. All right, so this is our AI news flash for this week. I am first going to start off with the current events. So as of today, or as of like the start of this Monday, the Biden-Harris administration just pushed an executive order on AI safety and security. So they have they just released a large blanket of objectives essentially that they want to do in terms of policing AI and also to for equity, for like data equity in general. Like, how we've been talking in the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about how we should how we can make AI more equal. And in that sense, there's a huge document covering what the Biden-Harris administration wants to accomplish with policing AI. And following that, as of like yesterday, the Bletchley Park AI Summit happened. And this is essentially a very big convention where basically the entire UN and some other very prominent figures in artificial intelligence, like Elon Musk and representatives from Meta, Google, they met to talk about artificial intelligence and the future of how we could use AI and future prospects of whether is it good or bad. Yeah, so I've linked. I'm pretty sure this presentation is accessible somewhere. I have the links to both the executive order and also the findings of the Bletchley Park AI Summit. And then into more like scientific breakthroughs. So MIT and NVIDIA just launched a paper on how to accelerate sparse tensors for these large language models. So if you don't know what a tensor is, I'm not going to go into too much depth on what a tensor is, but think of it as a way to compute and store data like a matrix almost. And there's a way, they've recently discovered a way on how to accelerate this process with sparse tensors, so essentially tensors with a bunch of zeros in it, and basically to ignore like the computations where you had to multiply zeros. And as a result, you're able to get faster computations, which results into better performance for these large language models. And then in a more physics realm, physics and generative AI, recently there's been a new model called Poisson flow generative model, which is essentially a specific model that's tailored to physics applications. So things like simulating thermodynamic simulations, even DNA, RNA simulations. People have found that they've recently built this model for those sort of use cases. So that's it for this week's AI news flash. And yeah.
Thank you, Atul. That was very informative and covered lots of breakthroughs in the AI field as well as what's happening on the governance side of it. Thank you for that. Now
thank
we'll
you.
move on to the company profiler, and we have Kauthar here who's gonna help us know more about this company. It's all yours, Kauthar.
Thank you. Tempus. So Tempus is a healthcare tech company headquartered in Chicago and with the big goal, which is making healthcare better through clever use of technology. It was founded in 2015 and is a leader in using AI to change how we take care of our health. So Tempus is unique because it relies on AI to make a real difference in healthcare. The company solutions are like super detective in analyzing tons of health data to make doctors make better choices when treating cancer. And AI is like the secret sauce that makes Tempus really special. Tempus also offers tools for doctors that are supercharged by AI. These tools help doctors find the right treatments for cancer patients based on their unique situation. And Tempus believes that in using data to make healthcare better. Also, Tempus teams up with top cancer centers, schools, and drug companies to improve medical care. And AI plays a key role in making medical discoveries faster and improving how doctors work with patients. It's the AI magic that's really making a big difference. And in the future, Tempus isn't stopping at cancer. They are using AI in other areas of medicine too, like heart problems, brain conditions, and infectious diseases. They believe AI can help make medical care more personalized and better for everyone. So Tempus shows us how AI is changing healthcare by using smart technology to improve how we take care of our health, starting with cancer and reaching out to many other areas of medicine. With help of AI, Tempus would demarcate some of the challenging health problems. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for that very informative company profile, Kauthar. And I loved how you used the word of the day in your speech as well. Let's move on to our speeches for today. So I call upon our first evaluator, that is Noor, to introduce our first speaker, Jamal.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Very good day to you all. Today, JMOL is embarking on Level 1 Feedback and Evaluation Speech 1 as a fourth project from the Visionary Communication Lab. The purpose of this speech is for JMOL to present a well-organized speech, which may be humorous or informational or any style which JMOL chooses, and then receive feedback. The title of the speech is The New Internet, Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The new internet, Toastmaster Jim.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I'm going to talk about something that is taking the world by storm. I know it's not the latest cat video or the most recent viral meme. Toastmasters and friends, it is artificial intelligence or AI. AI is often referred to as the new internet, and I will tell you why. Number one, AI is ubiquitous. It is found everywhere, in my car, in my home, including the fridge, here, as well as in my smartphone. AI is integrated in my smartphone. Samsung comes with Bixby. Sometimes it's annoying, but hey, it's there for me. And even with camera enhancements, facial recognition for unlocking and predictive text. The other day, I couldn't stop auto correction of the name Akash, and it sent on the other line, ask. No, the ask is not the name, it was Akash, but I can't help it. Sometimes it corrects my spelling. In education also, I just recently heard in Bay Area that in the classrooms, AI is encouraged. Students can now use a widely used tool, Quizlet, because Quizlet, in collaboration with OpenAI, created an AI tool called QChat. And that QChat is a personal tutor that is giving positive contribution to students' learning progress. And teachers are also using Gradopix, which is helping them with grading. And even the widely used Grammarly comes with AI to better students' essays. So that's where it is. AI is everywhere. And sometimes my work computer, the Siri interrupts my meeting, and it reminds me of that uncle who always has an opinion, except AI's opinion is based on data and not just gut feeling. The second reason is AI is vast, interconnected, that learns. Let's take, for example, e-commerce. The other day, I was shopping online in Amazon for a dress for the December 9th Christmas, for the December 9th holiday event at the district. And when I was looking for a dress, I liked that dress, and immediately it recommended the size and my favorite color. How did it know? Then next day, I went to Target to do shopping for a shoe, and it immediately recommended for me a shoe that matched that dress, including the size. So AI is behind all this. It is analyzing the user behavior as well as buying patterns. And when it comes to streaming platforms like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, AI engages the user by recommending contents. So if you're like me who loves watching YouTube videos and wondered, why am I watching a cat video for hours? AI is the culprit. The third reason is AI is disrupting industries. AI is changing industries left and right. Take, for example, healthcare. I went to my doctor's appointment only to see, along with my doctor, is IBM Watson. And IBM Watson is making the life of doctor's job very easy. In less than 2 minutes, in less time, the doctor was able to give me a thorough analysis based on my medical history. And I am impressed. The fourth reason is AI is driving new economics. Who here hasn't seen the autonomous vehicles or the self-driving cars? If you haven't seen one, and if you live in the Bay Area, it's just 45 minutes away. You can go to San Francisco and see Waymo in action. AI just created a new sector in the broad transportation industry. And the fifth reason is AI connects and empowers people globally. AI can address global challenges from healthcare disparities to climate changes. And it is like this super smart friend who knows multiple languages. It's not only translating hello in 50 different languages, but it is translating life-changing information worldwide. Now, with this transformative potential comes responsibility. Just like how we grappled with privacy, cybersecurity, and digital divide with internet, we are now facing ethical concerns surrounding AI when it comes to bias with algorithms as well as impact on jobs and society. Yesterday, I was looking at the news and it was very disturbing to see that the cops used flawed and biased AI for facial recognition to make an arrest. And what was disturbing was AI misidentifies darker skinned people, and that was very disturbing. And starting from 2019, at least 20 states in the US have banned the police department from using facial recognition when it comes to arresting people. But when it comes to the bias in AI, it is an ongoing process. The work solving the bias is an ongoing process. And there is no one solution that fits all. And we have to work together in improving the AI system and address new challenges as they arise. So just like how internet has helped us access information, AI is helping us to use our intelligence. So in conclusion, AI is the new internet because of its pervasive influence in our lives, its networked nature, its disruptive potential, and its power to connect and empower people. So when in doubt, just ask AI. It may not have all the answers, but it is entertaining. Back to you.
Thank you, Jamal. That beautifully consolidated all the points around our theme of the day, that is AI, the new internet. And now I request everyone to please take a minute and evaluate Jamal's speech. You can message her directly in the chat. Thank you. Okay, I think we can resume as assume that everyone has given feedback to our first speaker. Moving on to the second speaker, that is Juan, and he is going to talk about his ChatGPT journey. I call upon his evaluator Ramesh to introduce his speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Today, Juan is doing his icebreaker speech, and the purpose is for him to introduce to the club and learn the basic structure of the speech. He will demarcate himself from being just an ordinary speaker to a Toastmaster speaker with this speech. I'll be looking for his content as well as delivery style, and he can use notes because it's the first time. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. I call upon our speaker Juan to take us through his journey.
Thank you. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Today, I'd like to embark on a journey of self-introduction on AI tools. I have a confession to make. When I first volunteered for the speaker role, after the rush of adrenaline faded, a series of terrifying thoughts crossed my mind. I was gripped by stage fright, writer's block, overwhelmed by the idea of crafting a speech to deliver across multiple time zones. I found myself questioning my decision as I don't have a repertoire of speeches at my disposal. Then a brilliant idea struck me. What if I let ChatGPT create my speech? We all heard about AI replacing workers, so why not replace me as a writer? I attended an AI Toastmaster event where Mr. Mahan delivered a well-crafted educational speech on ChatGPT and plugins. With a satisfied grin on my face, I realized my problems were solved. With ChatGPT's assistance, it could create the content and I could focus on delivering that perfect speech. ChatGPT for the win. Setting in motion my evil plan for today an icebreaker, tomorrow the world, rushing to create an account, overwhelming my intuition, and blindly accepting the EULA, pushing aside the privacy risk of a known legal risk as well. After all, I have a plan to execute. Seeing the prompt, I eagerly typed the question into ChatGPT, generate a Toastmaster speech, enter. My host wrote hi as I start seeing the words flash across the screen, and the title, strong and descriptive. My plan is succeeding. However, in a feeling of deja vu, reliving the horrific feelings similar to the time I went skydiving, those horrific flashback to the plane when they open the door and they tell you to look out and count to 3, those horrific images are back. The rush of adrenaline, the stage fright, the overwhelming thoughts, the free fall feeling as gravity pulls you to the ground, the realization that my idea won't save time. As I read the output, I realize that I have never been to Tokyo, though I want to go. But the Toastmaster icebreaker speech is about introducing current self, not my future-bound Tokyo self. I am also not an artist of culinary creation. Well, unless you consider burnt toast art. Stepping back, looking at the screen, I question what went wrong. Aha! A moment of clarity. Demarcate. I must demarcate ChatGPT, the limits of ChatGPT. I must train ChatGPT. I have a LinkedIn profile, so why not just have ChatGPT analyze LinkedIn? Setback after setback on the journey to accomplish my plan to save time and focus on delivering the speech, after several minutes of interactions and multiple requests for regenerations and corrections, I was able to generate the following. Although I was comfortable with the output, it doesn't meet the objectives of the Toastmaster speech, as the output feels superficially one-dimensional. Stepping back, after a few minutes of intensely looking at the screen, I come to the realization that maybe what makes us three-dimensional to us is our imperfections and our passions. And maybe as a novice AI user, my ChatGPT skills won't meet the objective. I should return to the traditional ways of speech composition. So to reintroduce myself, the 4 components I'd like to share today. I reside in the Salinas Valley, also known as the salad bowl of the world. In addition to technology, one of my hobbies is aquaponics. Although I don't grow lettuce, I have a lot of success with chili peppers, goldfish, flecos, and jalapenos. Beyond improving my public speaking skills, I am interested in exploring the intersection of social justice and AI. And lastly, I'm excited to join the AI Toastmasters Club to embark collectively on our journey to explore and enhance our AI knowledge, learning from our mistakes and failures, and sharing on our successes to bring humanity to the AI technology. My name is Juan Plasencia, and this has been my icebreaker speech. It's nice to virtually meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. That was such a lovely journey of how you played with AI through ChatGPT, and I just loved how you explained it. Thank you, Timer Apala. Now I request everyone to give feedback to Juan, and we'll take a minute for that. Okay, let us move on. Let's get started with an exciting part of our meeting, that is the table topics. So I call upon Patrice, our table topics master, to start the fun part.
For table topics, we will talk about what it is that makes AI the new internet. And I would like to remind everyone to use the word of the day, demarcate. First question, I will be reading the questions and then call on anyone to answer. And a reminder to turn on your camera if you want to answer the table topics questions. So I will start with, how do you think AI will change the way we interact with the internet? Gustavo, how do you think AI will change the way we interact with the internet?
Thank you for the question, Patrice. I think Jamal already explained it very well, and Juan as well. I am realizing that it is already changing it. I think maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago in one of my interventions, I said that we were not there yet. I don't see it. And now I realize that there is a lot there, a lot to learn. I am taking notes of some tools that I'm going to check in my spare time this weekend. And I wish also not just changing the internet, I would like to see how else AI can change our work, because so far I have seen some vendors of systems, they just have the keyword, but I don't see it, how it can really help the people, let's say in supply chain planning, to do their job the right way, instead of doing it the old way with a bunch of Excel files isolated and taking a lot of time to really to figure out what actions they need to take and collaborate with others in the network. I would like to see a system that can really provide the data quickly and help them to work based on exceptions. So I still have to see it. I see a lot of vendors' presentations, but I don't see it working yet. But I know it will be there. Thank you.
That is a great, that's a great point about the difference between the vision and the reality. I would like to ask, how do you think AI will impact privacy and security online? Jasper, how do you think AI will impact privacy and security online? A bold call to action. That's great. AI is changing the creation of content. Given that, how will AI change the way we consume content online? Olivia, how will AI change the way we consume content online?
This is a good question. I'm still thinking about the previous two questions, but how would AI change how we consume the information? I think, if you think about it, there's always the human side, there's the technology side. And because AI is coming to us like a tsunami, I think we tend to think a little bit more on the technology side. But I do think that there's also a fair share that human can play in terms of how we consume our data. I'll give a couple of examples. The example I like to give is like when we read something, like be it be the news, be it be the social media, how much are we thinking about the validity and factuality of the news? Many of us are very well educated. I'm sure that after so many years of education, we know critical thinking, we know how to differentiate fact from opinion. That said, because we now have so much information available on internet, I feel that maybe sometimes it's so overwhelming that we take things literally. And then we are not using our mind as much as before to say, is it fact or opinion? And for those who still remember their kindergarten years or elementary school years, that's the time that our teacher asks us, is it fact or is it opinion? So that's one thing that I feel that human being can pay a share. The other thing that I think we can pay a share is for whatever information that you read, are you trying to confirming your belief or are you trying to discover things that may not be the same as your belief? And if you tend to watch a lot of the AI or the data on the internet by looking for information that confirm your belief, then you're going to be very influenced by what you see on the social media or internet. But every day, if you wake up, you're in a discovery mode to see what the other sides are thinking, then maybe you are less influenced by the social media. So with that, I'll pass that back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. That is so thoughtful about how we think about content and how we critically think about it. I'd like to ask, what are the biggest opportunities and unmet needs when it comes to startups working in AI right now? And I'd like to ask Devender. Devender, what are the biggest opportunities and unmet needs for startups working in AI?
This is a fascinating question because it is my everyday job. I work with technology startups who are integrating AI in all different domains, all from, of course, the traditional domains such as fintech and marketing tech to actually AI-powered design, furniture design, and home design. I have 2 startups in those areas. The biggest unmet need for startups at the moment, startups need better tools to work with data, to work and also to build rapid prototyping AI systems. I'm a big believer in build quickly and test a lot to see how your idea can create value for customers. And so we need to speed up that cycle of being able to create quick and dirty proof of concepts. And then once some of those proofs of concepts start to show that they're creating value, then we need another series of tools to help startups make systems that are scalable with demand, scalable with the growth of the data sets that they're based on, and that are able to evolve with the needs and the desires of the users. So I like the emergence of tools that I'm seeing, such as Hugging Face and others. I think it's a great start, but we need a lot more tools for AI to really hit the mainstream and create a lot of value for this new generation of startups. Thank you.
That is a great answer. And I imagine that AI tools might make it even easier to create those proofs of concept. I am going to start calling on, I think I've got a few more questions. I'll start calling on some folks that don't have their cameras on and see if you are up for answering. I would like to ask about entertainment with AI. What are you hoping to experience when it comes to your entertainment that has been evolved in a post-AI world. And I'm going to ask Nandini. Nandini, what do you hope to see? What do you hope to experience when it comes to how your entertainment will evolve from AI?
Right. So, my opinion is like when it comes to entertainment with the AI, like the more than entertainment, I'll change it as a usefulness. Because when we recently planned for a trip, I just used the ChatGPT to plan my itinerary. So it just gave me like all the major things which I could do in the area. And then I started to explore one by one using my Google search. So first I used a ChatGPT to get a list of things I can do. And from there, I filtered out to the actual activities which I can do using the Google. So this is my opinion on that.
Thank you. It's nice to have that personal example that makes it feel more real. I would like to ask about how do you expect AI will change the way you work online? Andy, how do you expect AI will change the way you work online?
Hey all, had to find my button to turn on the webcam. How do I think AI will change the way I work online? That is a very good question. To answer that, I was kind of thinking about how I work online actually, which is not that much if I think about it. I mean, it's the very simple things. If you just look, for example, at typing in Google, you know, like typing an email, which used to be like all sorts of typos, at least from my end, but now it's just auto-correcting everything. So that is very convenient. I'm also working with Obsidian, which some of you maybe know or maybe not, which is a bit similar as Notion. So I can imagine that there's going to be lots of apps. I recently saw one. I think it was even in the WhatsApp chat group. Was it Tan? I don't know. I don't know about the name, but I can imagine that also these apps will be heavily influenced by AI. Other than that, I would not know how to answer this question right now. So I would like to give it back to you.
Those are some perfect examples. And final question for Celia. How do you expect AI will change the way we shop online? How do you expect AI will change the way we shop online?
I think that AI it changed everything, special about chatting, and I think it's make more easier and give more opportunity to express not difficult, easier. That's all for I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of ideas about AI, so I don't know very well about it. So I give just opinion like that. Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Celia. It would be nice to have an easier way to shop online. And that is it for Table Topics questions. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for posing such thought-provoking questions. I was able to demarcate and gain a better understanding of various topics in AI by listening to the distinct perspectives of our speakers. So thank you. moving on to our next section, that is the evaluation section. I will like to hand over to our general evaluator, Helen.
Thank you, Toastmaster. The role of the general evaluator is to demarcate the evaluation section of the meeting and to hear from reports from the speakers' evaluations, as well as reports of our functionary evaluators. So I'd like to hear first from the evaluator of JMOL's speech, Noor Mohammed.
Madam General Evaluator, greetings humans and fellow AI enthusiasts. Now imagine if you're graded for your speech. If you speak sincerely, you get 25 points. And if you speak authentically and passionately, you get another 25 points. If you include your personal stories, you get another 25. And then you use all these other skills of communicating effectively, you get another 25 points. Now, while listening to your speech, I loved your energy. It is what makes the difference between a good speaker and a great speaker. I loved your authenticity, which was very evident by your gestures, your facial expressions, all your body language, how you used it. It conveys authenticity. Now, you spoke passionately about the topic, the new internet, by clearly demarcating the 5 points and substantiating them with your personal stories as evidence. Now, I loved how you started your speech by busting that regular notion what we have of infinitely scrolling cat videos, watching YouTube for hours, or sending memes on WhatsApp, and then thinking that this is what is taking the world by storm. You just busted that out. I loved how you introduced AI as the thing which is actually taking the world by storm, and how you introduced your first point as AI being ubiquitous, right? At your home, in your fridge, in your Samsung phone, doing the camera enhancements and the autocorrect. Wonderfully used personal examples. I was also very much impressed with the range of areas which we cover, from education to e-commerce to entertainment, healthcare, law enforcement, transportation, to effectively convey how AI is really taking over the world. AI as being the new internet, which we are all now seeing all over the world. And I also liked how you talked about the AI bias, which is prevalent. Now, I loved all your personal examples. It adds so much authenticity to your speech. Now, you're a natural speaker and an effective communicator. Now, what I would suggest you to improve so that you can improve your further speeches is to apply the rule of 3. It is very effective. Now, AI, number 1, it's a beacon. Number 2, globally empowering. Number 3, disrupting. So we easily can catch these 3 points instead of 5. Right? Your conclusion was effective as you summarized your points and brought about a call to action. Now, what I would like for you to do is to do a bit of work on your conclusion, to make it more catchy and emphatic. Overall, JMOL, I think you are a passionate and an energetic speaker who is authentic, and your use of rhetorical devices, transitions, body language, vocal variety is very effective. I believe you scored about 85 on 100. If you could employ the rule of 3 and make a conclusion effective, you could almost hypnotize masses with your eyes. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Noor, for your thorough and equitable evaluation of JMOL. You gave her several points that she could take away and improve, and gave her lots of encouragement over her natural style and her enthusiasm. And we do enjoy hearing her speech every time because of that enthusiasm that she brings to the stage. Thank you, JMOL, and thank you, Noor. Our next evaluator is Ramesh, and he's evaluating Juan's icebreaker.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and especially Juan. You met the objective of the icebreaker with flying colors. by introducing yourself very well. We know about your home area, we know about your occupation, we know about your hobbies, we know about your interests, AI interest particularly. I loved the honest opening that you started with as to how overwhelmed you were. You were nervous about the thought of the first speech. Many of us would have identified with that. I loved the creative style that you used in the speech, because after the overwhelm, you got the brilliant idea of using ChatGPT. The first attempt, how you went through, and the sequence through which you improved. Many of us could use your experience to some good use. Then you reverted to traditional method, which was awesome. There we came to know about you. Some things you may want to keep in mind to improve next time is sometimes your rate of delivery is too fast. So if you could slow down a little bit, give some more pauses so that audience can grasp your messages and internalize better. Second thing would be, see if camera can show more of you. We saw your face and a little bit shoulder, but if you could place it in a way or just use an HD mode, which gives a wider camera angle, that will help. Third thing is some of the fonts in the screen share were a little bit too hard to read, particularly if it is text, that is prompt text. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want to zoom it so that people can see it on virtual screen. Overall, I loved your icebreaker. You're very creative. You're very honest. You've taken major step towards kicking off your Toastmaster journey. I look forward to more speeches from you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Ramesh, for your thoughtful comments to our new speaker, Juan, and encouraging him to continue on and to find his authentic voice and use some more interesting techniques going forward. It's a great speech and a great evaluation, so thank you so much. Moving now to hear reports from our functionaries, from our grammarian and word of the day, Abhijit. How did we do?
Thank you so much, Helen. Many people use the word of the day. Here are the people who have used the word of the day: Kauthar, Ramesh, Juan, Muskan, Patrice, Helen, and Noor. If I missed anyone, please let me know. And some of the good phrases I captured, I like when Jamal said AI is ubiquitous. Jasveer used the word endeavors. Helen, equitable. And Ramesh, overwhelmed. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you, Abhijit. I'd like to hear now from our counter, Smitha.
Hi, let me share the screen. This is my first counting, so excuse me if I have made any errors in total and club total, but otherwise I have tried to capture every R's and ums. Muskan has, it's mine, right here. Muskan has 7, again. Now the yellows are all the people who spoke, others are additional. Atul has 7, 2, and there's a confusion between false start and Xerox. I think I captured it as false start. Please see the recording and correct it, Atul, if I've put it as wrong Xerox. I found it as false start. Again, Jamal Katur has 5, Jamal has 6, and Uwan has 3 errors, and Patricia has 3, and Devinder has 10, and Noor has 2, Gustavo 7, Jasveer 6, Olivia 2, Nandini 10, Andy 5, Celia 4, and we have a club total of 85, which is totals to 3.86 for average speakers per speaker. Thank you.
Thank
Back to
you. It's great actually to see the stats. And I prefer when the general evaluator asks for the specific count per each, because then I can internalize it and know that I need to improve. As painful as it is sometimes, it's good to see the stats. So thank you for sharing those and taking such careful notes today.
You're welcome.
I'd like to hear now from our timer, Apala.
Sure. As far as the timer considered, JMO for speech was 7 minutes, 15 seconds, so still qualified. And Joan was also 5 minutes within 7. So he qualifies. For table topics, on an average, everyone was within 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So everyone who ever spoke for table topics qualifies, which includes Wastava, just where I think his name is. And then Olivia, Davinder, Nandini, and Sylvia, Andy, and everyone. And then for evaluation, Noor's evaluation was 3 minutes, and Ramesh's evaluation was 2 minutes. And I think for evaluation, it was maximum 3 minutes. So Noor qualified, and so does Ramesh. Thank you. And now back to you, Helen.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I'd like to make a few comments on the overall meeting flow. We did start the meeting on time. I really appreciated having the time on the agenda at the beginning for those who had videos or presentations to test out. That's a great way to make sure that the meeting runs smoothly, to have people come in early and test out their presentations. So that's a big thumbs up for that. So thank you for that very much. Great comments after each presentation. I really enjoyed the management of the time during the meeting. The flow was very good and every section ended and started on time. One thing that should have happened that didn't was during the introduction of the functionaries, both the counter and the timer should have been called on to give a brief 1 sentence, what their role is, and the timer in particular to demonstrate their timing and make sure that all the speakers then pin the timer somewhere so they can see the timer during the meeting. Very small comment, negative, positive, fabulous meeting. Loved all of the table topics. And we really learned more about AI at every meeting. My head is starting to burst, actually. Thank you so much. And back to you, our Toastmaster of the meeting, Muskan.
Thank you, Madam GE, for a very elaborate evaluation, and thank you to all our functionaries as well. Thank you to our speakers and our guests. In short, thank you, everyone. Hope you had an amazing time learning more about AI. Now I'm going to hand it over to Abhijit to take some more of your feedback and get to know more of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muskan. Great job. Devendra, how was your experience, Devendra? Devendra, can you hear us? Yeah.
Oh, you're calling on me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great. I really appreciated this meeting. It exceeded my expectations. Thank you very much, Jamal and Juan, for your very inspiring and informative speeches. Great job, everyone.
Thank you. Nandini, how was your experience, Nandini?
Sorry, it was great. It exceeded my expectation, and I got to know so many people sharing the same interest. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Great to have you, Nandini. Gustavo, what about you? How was your experience, sir?
Very humble. I don't know too much about AI, so I'm not sure I can contribute to the club, but I really enjoy coming here to learn about you, also about your styles, and really and bring some of this to my club in the company as well. So thank you for sharing this opportunity with me. Really appreciate it.
Great to have you, Gustavo. Mohan, how was your experience, Mohan? Oh, Mohan, we cannot hear you.
It was very nice. I have been following your visit for a while. I get 3-4 Toastmaster meetings per week. Due to job and other things, I'm not able to join. Looks like this is something that I can spend time. I loved how you combined the AI with Toastmaster. I loved it. Looking forward to join soon.
Well, great to have you, Mohan. Thank you. Andy, how was your experience, Andy?
Hey, Avi, thank you. Thank you for asking me this question. My experience was very, very good again. It's the second time I was aligned here. And of course, we also spoke a little bit about the initiative before, which I really, really appreciate. And today, again, it didn't disappoint me at all. I think it's amazing to have people from all over the world coming together, having multiple places of overlap in their interests, everyone trying to bring value. And this is just one amazing place for learning, collaborating, and I'm very, very curious to what the future may bring for this club. So yes, thank you all.
Great to have you, Andy. Jasveer, how was your experience, Jasveer?
It's good. I think you would like to hear that you are inspiring me to give a speech about AI at my own club now. So
Wonderful, Jasveer.
yeah, it's good things are happening from it. Going more into AI. It's kind of inspiring me to do more in AI, and I like that.
Great to hear that, Jasveer. Julie, how was your experience, Julie?
I really like the authenticity and creativity of all the speakers and table topics, and I will be attending the next one. So thank you for having me.
Wonderful, Julie. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you again, same time next week, 12 o'clock Pacific time. Remember, US is changing their time this weekend. They are going 1 hour behind. If you have any questions, do ask. Now it's open for questions. I'll stop the recording.